Hello, I'm Imogen and this is Sophie.
Hi.
Sophie, who is from Oz,
Hi.
is going to tell us about a really unpleasant experience that she had with an animal.
Yeah.
Called a
wombat.
Called
it's
a wombat.
Native.
I mean, is that even...
Hi, I'm Sophie Ross, I'm in narrative. I'm going to tell a story about a kind of formative moment for me in the development of my performance career.
Hello, I'm Imogen Dole and I am doing the play narrative at the Royal Court. So I'm going to tell you about the day I decided what I wanted to be when I was older as a kid.
I was doing a production of Oliver, the musical, at my school in Australia, in Melbourne, Australia, and I was 12 at the time, and I was playing Nancy in Oliver, which I thought was pretty great at that age, and I was taking it incredibly seriously, and I'd done all of the work, and we got to the point where it was opening night and we had our audience, opening night of about 4 performances, I'll add. So we've got our audience. I'm feeling a little unwell in the guts.
So my dad came up to me and he said, I think I was about 4, and he was like, what would you like to be when you're older? And I was very, very certain that I wanted to be a hairdresser. So I told him this. I was like, yeah, no, I want to be a hairdresser. And my dad's reaction was like, okay, great. Would you not maybe like to be, you know, a writer or a doctor or, you know, a lawyer or something, you know, maybe that you haven't even thought about?
And I start to feel really quite not okay in the guts as the show goes along. And then, about 10 minutes into the second act, don't know if you know Oliver at all, but that's around the time when Nancy's singing Papa. I shat my pants. Thanks, Imogen. So when I was just a little kid, I was about 3, I went to a place called Wilson's Promontory in Victoria in Australia, and it's a very beautiful area. And I went with my mother, and we went for a walk through the prom, and I saw a wombat. Now wombats are about this big, this long, quite stocky little, fairly cuddly looking animals. And I went up to pat this wombat. What I didn't realise at the time was the wombat was a baby wombat, and you shouldn't go near children of any species.
And I turned to him and I said, okay, I've heard what you said, and I'm gonna have a think about it, and I'll get back to you. So the next day I went back to him. I said to him, I've thought about what you said, and I know what I want to be when I'm older. And he's like, okay, great, like, what do you want to be? And I was like, I still want to be a hairdresser, but knowing that my dad wasn't too thrilled about it, I was like, okay, I'll make a little bit of a compromise. I was like, but I'll write a novel in between appointments.
Yep, I was 12 years old, and I was in front of an audience full of adoring parents, and I shat myself. I totally shat myself, and I had no control over it whatsoever. And then I had to perform for the rest of the second act with shit in my undies. This is my first major performance memory. And I could tell, of course, because I stank, I could tell that everybody around me was aware that somebody had shat themselves. I was a toddler. I was patting a baby wombat, and the mother wombat came out of the bushes and rammed me from behind, actually raised its 2 front legs and jumped on me from behind. At which point my mother came and jumped on the mother wombat from behind and took us all down. I did manage to get away, but not before I had a sizable portion of my thigh bitten out by the wombat, and I still have a scar to this day. And I'm just trying to continue on like nothing's happened, but I'm bright red and I cannot hide when I'm bright red. And all the kids around me are like laughing and talking to each other. It's becoming less and less professional as it goes along. And the other thing that was probably quite bad about this situation was that my father directed the play, because I'm one of those really traumatised kids whose fathers was the person who directed all their shows at school. So I have this moment where I'm like, okay, I can't stuff this up. My father's relying on me. I've shat my pants. I've made everyone stuff up around me. And all I wanted to do was crawl into a hole and die. Australia is a place that you should be, I mean, you know, I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't come and visit, but you have to be on guard, you have to be wary, and anything can happen at any moment. But it's beautiful. Come.